What's a good word, everyone? It's your boy DKB here. I just want to say thanks for all the support. The channel's been steadily growing, and the number you see below, you can drop a text, shoot a voicemail, any ideas, topics, collabs, etc. you guys want to see. I'll include them in future videos and live streams, and I'll catch you again. Be easy. What's a good word, Jets fans? It's your boy DKB here. We're getting more details around Justin Fields potentially joining the New York Jets here. It's been quoted that we're high on Justin Fields. None of this is necessarily new, but we got a ton of tweets dropped between Jordan Schultz and Josina Anderson from the Steelers side of things when it comes to the negotiations, kind of the thought process on Justin Fields, and then Josina Anderson as it relates to the New York Jets and their level of interest in maybe being a prioritized option for us. But it's just intriguing to me before we get into all of this that when it's all said and done, free agency, draft, you could be going into the preseason looking at a quarterback room that consists of Tyrod Taylor, Jordan Travis, Justin Fields, and then somebody like a Jalen Milroe to round things out and maybe create the most athletic quarterback room that the NFL has really ever seen from top to bottom. And it would almost, like, in my mind, I feel like I'm picking a starting level Pokemon that I've taken, I played the whole game with, right? Tyrod Taylor would be your Charizard, if you will. I would imagine Justin Fields would probably be like Charmeleon, and then you have your Jordan Travis or Jalen Milroe, which would be like your Charmander. But nonetheless, let's get into some of these details here. So Jordan Schultz dropped some tweets from the Steelers side of things. He mentioned both veteran quarterbacks, referencing Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, have a strong market, with the New York Jets believed to be the most interested in Fields, while the New York Giants, who are exploring several quarterbacks, including Aaron Rodgers, have been in on Russ. So that entire quarterback room could be picked clean from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's not shocking, right? Both players held a significant role in being able to get that team to the playoffs before the wheels really fell off for them. And it feels like since the beginning, there wasn't a ton of expectations around Justin Fields or Russell Wilson really signing a contract super early. And it doesn't feel like the Steelers have been in a rush job to really get that done either, which leaves them in quarterback limbo, which they've never necessarily been in. I know when Ben Johnson retired, there was a little bit of a scramble, but they still kind of had, a backup situation that maybe wasn't ideal, but somebody who was hanging around for a while there. So it's really odd to just see the Steelers in a situation like this to begin with, but to think that both of their quarterback options may be hitting the scene somewhere else is tough to imagine. It goes on to say in a different tweet from Jordan Schultz that there's a reason why the New York Jets seem so high on Justin Fields. They love the athleticism. They believe in the leadership traits, the ability to move in the pocket. And he goes on to quote that the Jets believe that Justin Fields' best football is ahead of him. And I think that is going to be the common thought process for anybody that wants to enter the Justin Fields sweepstakes. They've seen and believe in the round one potential that he demonstrated. They think the Bears ruined him, and that you've seen a little bit of a rekindling and some development under the Steelers, which is more of a stable franchise that's kind of known for consistent and efficient football. And they feel like maybe they can replicate and build on top of that. And I would say, why not take the gamble? Again, looking at the quarterback room, it will be a lot of similar traits in that room. It will be guys with various levels of experience, a lot of tribal knowledge that can get shared around how you should best go about utilizing a ton of that. And one of the big things that we chatted about when the initial interest was talked about with Justin Fields here a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, right, was the fact that a big stipulation for him is he wants to go to a place where he has a clear path to remaining a starter if he wins the job. I don't think he's looking to be given handouts for anything, although ideally you land in a situation where you're expected to be the starter. But I think pretty clearly here, as long as we're not flip-flopping back and forth, if he wins a competition, he should only lose that job if he's performing poorly. If an injury happens to creep up for a game or two and somebody does well, You don't want there to be this back and forth. Give him that full year to really understand what you have and move on from there, right? And I kind of touched on this point. It really feels like Justin Fields would be the 2.0 Jared Goff plan. That more mobile, athletic quarterback that Detroit didn't necessarily have, but they feel like they can mold an offense around everything that Justin Fields has to offer. With Josina Anderson, though, she highlighted the fact that the Jets have had discussions within the last 2 weeks as it pertains to Justin Fields. I'm sure that meaning where we want to prioritize them, trying to figure out what does that number look like for a 1-2 year contract with Justin Fields. In case he does offer something, you still have his rights. Kind of that Tyrod Taylor type contract, ideally, right? And then she puts out another one because a fan followed up and asked her if there was mutual interest here. She said, I think Fields is wise to explore his options, pending what the Steelers' full answer is on Russell Wilson. As of yesterday, that was not fully clear to some of those who need to hear it. So from what I gather, it seems like people in Justin Fields' camp, maybe Justin Fields himself, they're willing to wait this out. It seems like he'll have, as mentioned, a pretty significant market. So whether he's comfortable staying with the Steelers and he just wants to try to eke out, as many coins as he can from them, or if he is seriously reviewing other teams and he wants to look at what's out there, he wants to see what would be the best or most natural fit for him to be able to have success and remain with a franchise and be looked at as that quarterback of the future option for him. Nonetheless, this is starting to get into that classic territory for me where it feels like the writing's kind of on the wall in some facet or another. You're going to see Justin Fields in a New York Jets uniform. And really the only thing I can ask for is let's just make this a true competition. And I don't think that's going to be a problem under Aaron Glenn. One of the things I will say is I remember Quincy Williams had a interview, and I believe he was with Jermaine Johnson, highlighting a girls' flag football event. And he mentioned one of the big draws for him to Aaron Glenn was the fact that when they spoke on the phone, Aaron Glenn highlighted that he has no intentions on this being a rebuild. He wants to win in 2025, and he wants to win now. And so if this is a move that helps facilitate and get that done, I'm 100% all for it, right? So yeah, let me know where you guys fall on this. Justin Fields, would he be your go-to option, right? Do you look at him as a starter? Do you think he has a realistic option of winning a quarterback competition against a Tyrod Taylor? And I'll catch you guys again. Peace.